You're very welcome back. Now, it's one of the busiest weekends of the year for do-it-yourself. And with that in mind, DIY enthusiasts are being encouraged to pay attention to safety standards when making home improvements.
Joining us now with advice on avoiding injury or worse is Chief Executive of the National Standards Authority of Ireland, Geraldine Larkin. Good morning, Geraldine.
Good morning.
Hi, Geraldine.
I was reading some staggering statistics that 124,000 people
Yes,
arrive at hospital with disasters have happened at home.
as a result of DIY.
That's an incredible amount of people.
Absolutely
And much
incredible.
more men than women as well, Geraldine.
Much more men than women.
Yeah.
And even something as simple as a ladder.
Yeah.
200 of those 124,000 because people didn't use a ladder properly.
Wow.
I know, and people would say to you, "Sure, how do you not use a ladder properly?" Well, there's so many ways you can fall off it.
There's so many ways you can fall off it, but even before you ever get on the ladder,
Yeah.
looking at the setup of the ladder and making sure it's level, and obvious things like that you don't put it in front of a door that's going to open out and topple you off it.
Yes.
That when you get on the ladder, that you stay within the rails of the ladder, that you don't go up to the very top of the ladder. All these very...
Make sure it's
very-
on a level ground. And also, when you open up a ladder like this, they normally click when they sit into the right
Exactly.
position. So if you hear that click, you know it's set.
You know it's set. And then if you're going out to buy a ladder, always make sure that it has the new safety requirements labelled on it. It'll be on the product, it'll be on the packaging, it'll be on the ladder itself.
Okay.
So what are we looking for, Geraldine?
So in that, just to get very technical for just a
Yeah,
minute.
go ahead.
Go for
So
it.
there's a 131 logo reference on the ladders, and that shows you that somebody else has taken the time to spec out that ladder and that the manufacturer is making it to those requirements.
So it's been safety checked.
It's been safety
So is that on this ladder here?
It's on that ladder.
Just to show viewers at home what that looks like.
I think there it is there.
There it is.
EN131, if we can see that there.
We get a shot. OK, so that's what
Yes,
you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for.
And is that on a ladder or all safety equipment?
So that's on a ladder. So then if you're looking at other safety equipment, so take, for instance, safety gloves.
Yes.
Right.
So safety gloves have a logo, have a CE logo.
Let me show that to the camera, Geraldine.
Right. So that logo again says that somebody has taken the time, a group of experts have sat down and specced out
tested them.
Specced out first what they are, and then the manufacturer is committing to producing the product to that level. And you might think, well, sure, all gloves are the same.
No.
But they're not. And if it's going to save you one of those 124,000 presentations,
Exactly, yeah.
isn't it worthwhile?
It's well worthwhile
and it's
picking
worth
the
a few
right
bob
ones.
extra to get the one with the logo.
OK, so safety equipment, hugely important.
Hugely, hugely important. Same on goggles. If you're going somewhere where there's going to be a bit of flying debris, if you're cutting the hedge, again, you need to watch for the logo on the goggles.
OK. Mask?
Mask, likewise, again.
It's dressing appropriately for the job,
It's
isn't
dressing appropriately. I mean, it's obvious, and it's simple things. As much as the masks, it's all about if you're going to wear... make sure you don't wear long sleeves. They don't have, for ladies, they don't have jewellery that's hanging out that's going to get caught in what you're doing. It's all of that very practical information.
I often think as well that some of the accidents are a result of, you know, if you come in from work, oh God, I need to get that thing fixed. I have to go and change that.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
And you just grab the drill, get the ladder up, and up you go.
Yeah.
And bang.
And it's very much about preparation.
Yeah.
And making sure that the area around you is safe, that it's clear, that the kids aren't running around about, that they're not going to trip or fall on a lead or a cable that you've not properly secured. Very practical, but it does pay to prepare and take that few minutes
As you
extra.
say, Geraldine, it's about reducing those numbers, the 124,000.
Absolutely
That's
about
frightening,
reducing those numbers.
What about power tools, Geraldine?
My favourite.
Same thing
Afraid
again.
to be life for them.
Same again with the power tools. Again, the power tools have the markings. So, different set of experts have sat down with the power tools. But again, same idea as the gloves. They've been specced to show that meets the requirements.
And are these legal requirements now from the manufacturers?
Those
Geraldine?
the logos are legal requirements. So the EU spec out all sorts of things from power tools, up to medical devices, to ties, and all in between.
Everything.
And require that manufacturers put them in. But even though manufacturers are required, it's not always the case. So it is very much a case of buyer beware.
OK.
And check the logo.
And what about using power tools, Geraldine? in terms of instruction manuals, and do you need to test it beforehand?
Well, I suppose the
Because
one...
like Simon says, you're in a hurry, you want to get the job done.
Yes. And the one we're all guilty of, read instructions.
Yeah.
We're reminding everybody, as well as buying the equipment, make sure when you get the equipment, you take the time, the few minutes extra, just to read the,
And
just
also
to read
as
the
well,
instructions.
that equipment's like, sorry, but that's like the sander. That's the kind of thing that you might go to a hire shop to hire out for a day or two. You
Yes.
might not have one of these at home.
Exactly.
And having worked in that business, if you go in to hire something like this, the people who are hiring it to you will give you a full demonstration on how to use them.
Absolutely. And
Even things how to load the paper, how to use it, just how to use the thing properly.
Yeah.
So take the time to listen to them.
absolutely, take the time to listen. They're the experts,
exactly.
and get the best out
And
of the
they'll probably
equipment that
save you
buy.
time doing the job as well if you actually get a
Of
little crash
course.
course first.
Yes.
What about sun cream? Why do I see sun cream there?
Well, the sun cream, everybody is aware with sun cream of the SPF. And the factor 30 and factor 50.
Yeah.
But that's actually only half the story. So there's also UVA rays as well as UVB rays. So these stars, they indicate the protection against UVA rays. And what we're saying to people is, as well as looking at your factor 50,
Oh, I see, right.
look at
Let's have a
the star rating. We would recommend that consumers would look for 4 or 5 stars.
Okay.
And that's giving you proper protection
Giving
for
you
your skin if you're
proper-
working outdoors.
If you're working outdoors, giving you full protection.
Ultra care.
So
Ultra
clearing the way, keeping pets, children out of the way when you're gardening or using any kind of electrical
Absolutely,
equipment,
yes.
hugely important.
Hugely.
Checking labels, looking for standards.
Standards. Looking for CE logos. Yes.
Okay.
And
We even
that's-
had that on the helmet the other day, Simon, didn't we?
That's right, yeah.
So that
that's
CE
right.
logo can apply right across the board.
It applies, as I say, to these products, to toys,
Yeah.
Yes, of
to
course,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
medical device, to your hip implant. All that range of products are
Because
all.
we see various
product-
campaigns
yeah.
from the likes of the ESB who run campaigns consistently about that thing about checking for wires, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
And even we see campaigns about farm safety because people are working with heavy equipment. But this is for the fellas and girls at home.
This is for everybody. This is
These
for
are
us all.
equally as dangerous. Even this fella is equally
And
as
it's
dangerous.
probably the most minor jobs can end up in...
Disaster.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is it. 124,000 last year alone.
Well, you see, that's why I don't do it, Geraldine. I let my lovely wife take care
That's
of
the
all of
wrong
that.
attitude,
No,
isn't it,
it's- I'm
Geraldine?
not
Just
safe
do it
to anybody.
properly. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming
very
in,
much.
Geraldine.
Thank you.
Right, after the break, watch out, Jessica Curtin. There's someone after your job. Find out how Laura got on show jumping ahead of this week's Dublin Horse Show.